We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Miami. Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. On the ground, it's the rookie from Wisconsin. Allen, nifty footwork. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Hill. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. Third down, it's Adrian Peterson. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now Hill. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Peterson. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
2nd down and 3. They run again with Peterson. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all this stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
First down, here's a run with Peterson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll try the air now with Hill. Touchdown, Broncos. Antonio Gates. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are on the board first here this afternoon. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it as we resume action. Elam now to kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A play fake. Now Cunningham. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. A first carry now for Adrian Peterson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game. Well, I liked it. Just take the snap, burrow forward, pick up the few inches you need for a first down.
And defensively, I don't think they were expecting that. They looked a little surprised in the middle.
Yeah, a little bit wary there, weren't they? Because that can be a throwaway down where maybe you go play action, fake it, and try and get something big. But instead he said, forget it. Let's just get a first down and start a new set.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A Miami first down and going for a gain of 11.
Let's go now.
Off play action, it's Cunningham. Looking left side, and he's got him in. Now the ball comes loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Hill now to throw. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez. And the Dolphins are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Cunningham. And it's complete to Antonio Gates. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Cunningham. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Complete. Jefferson the target. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defense.
Looking for his tight end Gates, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Julian Blackman. And the Broncos are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they may be content to take this 7-0 lead into the locker room. We'll see. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
We're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted.
Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
So first thing that crossed my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
2nd and 5.
Out of the gun here, it's Cunningham.
Goes right back to Smith again.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Cunningham to throw. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Cunningham looking to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Antonio Gates in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Dolphins have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand new ball game. Extra point splits the uprights, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. 1 second, all that remains. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Looking deep for Julio. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by an American hero, Pat Tillman. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score.
And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Here's Cunningham. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Dancing to his left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. Now Cunningham. Man open, here is Jones. And they'll get this right past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Well, they don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
Second down, Peterson again. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hill. Gates with a grab. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's second down. Here's Hill. And that's complete to Gates. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. Up the middle, it's Peterson. Dropped at the 35, but he was able to display the agility there.
52 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Second down, Peterson again.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
Here's 1st and 10.
To throw is Hill. Being chased out left. And down inside the 15 he goes. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
12 yards between them and the end zone. 2nd and 10.
Again, Peterson. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
A big play here. Crowd on their feet. 3rd and 4. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
They run over center with Peterson. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They still got 2 timeouts. Got to start using them, don't they?
You absolutely have to. You save them for this situation, but you have to use them.
And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left.
Here we go. 1st and goal. Peterson. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line.
And now the timeout call. So 5 seconds left, and a field goal would send us to overtime. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
One last throw here for Hill. This ball intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. But Charles, a heartbreaking way to lose this game. They got
Clutch defense.
Final play had a decent look toward the end zone, but ultimately picked off, and that's your ball game.
Yeah, they gave themselves a great opportunity, didn't they? They'll replay that snap over and over, but sometimes you just have to give credit to the other side. Defense stood up in the final moment.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to USAA Stadium, the home of the Madden Championship Series. Welcome in, everyone. Kate, Scott, and Brock Hewitt on the call for you for this one. And I'm sure a lot of people in attendance and watching from home, Brock, they've already got the winner made up in their mind. But I'll tell you one thing, we've got a sideline down there ready to dispel that eye test.
Well, all that talk before the game is just that. Talk. You can look at past performance. You can look at metrics. You can spin any numbers you want. But we're about ready to kick this thing off. And from there, it's anybody's game.
And this drive will start inside the 25.
We are about 15 miles north of downtown Miami. This is Hard Rock Stadium here in South Florida. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, excited for this one. Partner, what are we looking at here as this game gets rolling?
You know, I think this game is quite interesting in the fact, Mike, that I feel like before every week's matchup, we sit up here and we talk about quarterbacks and the passing game. And obviously, that is the direction the NFL has been headed for the last couple years. But in this matchup here today specifically, I think both these offenses want to flip that on its head. They want to control the clock, time management, ball control. Don't be afraid to punt the ball away and play defense. It's a little bit of an old-school philosophy, but you have to do whatever it takes to win each matchup, and I think both of those formulas of these two teams are very similar.
Right to the air from the 30 on the first play. He gets this into the hands of Green. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And he'll get this up to the 44. Aiden Hutchinson, the former first-rounder, in on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
And this is what happens when you compare a really good pass rush with a really stingy secondary. Marrying the two together, not only to change his launch point, but not give the quarterback anywhere to go with the ball.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Down the field, he's got 24-yard pickup as they convert on 4th down. To the air one more time. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie out of Georgia. And the Lions are going to take over once again at their 37-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. First carry for one of the league's best workhorses, Derrick Henry. A nice pickup, moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play. Now they'll set up to throw. The throw here is complete. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. They're running on first down with Henry. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Back to throw.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go back. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
They'll work straight ahead with Henry. Yeah. And he's shedding tackles left and right, winding his way for a gain of 8. We'll try and run for this with Henry. get it at the 18-yard line. The drive stays alive. First down picked up. So we've come to the end of a fairly evenly played opening quarter. What will the second quarter have in store? And we're back to South Florida after this. So they move inside the 20, first and 10 at the 18. There's a give, heading right. It's Henry. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. We'll go right back to Henry. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Blitz coming, he'll throw it.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
And he's not going to get away. They get him down right after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on downs.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays out. They've been a little up and down in this first half. I mean, they have less than 80 yards of total offense, and halftime looms, so missed throws like that, those are missed opportunities. They've got to hit the plays when they have them. They want to have a chance to leave here with a win.
And that will get them back on schedule. Good pickup of 7, sets up 3rd and 3. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. The punter remains on the sideline. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. He dives, and what a catch for the first down. He'll drop the throw. There's Jefferson. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. They'll look to throw again. He'll air it out down the middle. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Miami.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back. Even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan, everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This will be taken in at the 2. He'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball is arriving. And it will be second down. They'll look to throw. Here's a ball thrown deep right sideline. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. First and 10 now from the 36. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least it stops.
That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take possession. They've got it at their own 42.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to...
That ain't no real quarterback, fam. Let's go.
By the time he gets to the third or fourth read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jump that route, challenge the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
But not until he gets inside the 25-yard line. They'll stay on the ground. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. So after the loss on first, here's second and 14. Now, faking the give. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
This is common tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route deck, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time.
This is...
Let's go.
That's his second touchdown so far here in the first half.
Just a really nice job, Mike, especially just staying poised. Pressure situation, you know how important it is to steal some points before the half, but everybody's in control. Everybody understood the situation and the clock, and they're able to finish that half in style with that late touchdown.
Final 9 seconds of this half, and the kick is away. This returnable from the 4. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. They'll come up here, first and 10.
Get ready.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Now, he'll air one out. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end. All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. This taken just shy of the goal line. Now, on the return, he has lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery.
This is the Madden Championship Series brought to you by USAA, an official salute to service partner of Madden and the NFL. USAA, proud to serve the military and their families. And we join you from USAA Stadium.
Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And before kickoff, Charles, quickly your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I could give you the standard ones, turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives their defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry.
And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8.
Again, it's Henry. Pushes him over. And he'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Richardson looking to throw.
It's caught. Tolbert. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
And on the catch, it's Andre Johnson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Again, it's Johnson.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Richardson working from the gun.
And this one caught by Coates. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again.
They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football. Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
He was looking for Antonio Gates that time. And it's second down. A handoff running left. Henry. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
This will be caught at about the 5. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first.
on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll run. It's Henry. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the one. The big back Derrick Henry held out of the end zone. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. To throw from his end zone. Cunningham. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. So that last play gives him a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Cunningham to throw. And it's complete to Antonio Gates. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. James Harrison, the veteran, in on the stop. So from just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 9. Now Cunningham. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted.
Brandon, I'm not going to tell him that you called him old in our pregame meeting, but this guy has been around a long time. If there's a trick in the book, he knows it. He probably even wrote a few chapters, and this is what he's always had, and that's a nose for the football. He's able to come away here with the interception.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Down the sideline he goes. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking in the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 5. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Derrick Henry, 30 yards, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Cunningham. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Here we go. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers.
Off play action. Richardson. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's 2nd and 10.
They'll try the right side with Henry.
118 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Richardson shotgun on 3rd down. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Richardson on 4th down.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted.
And the Dolphins are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now it's Richardson.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Andre Johnson. As the first half is winding down, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Now the try here for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on 1st down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
A final shot before break. Cunningham.
Going for Jefferson downfield.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting more pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Ready?
Now Cunningham. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Man open, here is Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. They'll try and sneak it here. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A gain of 32 that time. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Cunningham. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Julio Jones. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins have got it back to within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Oh, and some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Henry running right. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. Running left, it's Henry. Oh, nice move. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 134 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Pat Surtain getting down from his corner spot to make that play.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
Henry up the middle. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. And 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did, that time for a loss.
And the busy night for Henry continues. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
19 tight. 19 tight.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
It's had many names, but only one NFL team over the years. We're at the home of the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Glad to have you all with us for another dose of NFL action. Kate Scott and Brock Heward here in the booth for you. And Brock, if the build-up to kickoff has been any indication this week, man, we're in store for a good one.
Yeah, we never have an NFL game without the two sides doing a little jawing in the days leading up to it. It's the game before the game. Any edge that you could create, but now, well, now's the time to kick it off, where you actually take care of business on the field, and you know that both sides are ready to go.
Michael Dixon with the honor of getting us started. And here we go from Miami. Returning it from the 4. And look at this return. Races past midfield. Into the red zone. He does it. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals take a 6-0 lead in the first quarter. George Pickens the touchdown. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
After watching one kick get taken back, partner, let's see how well they can replicate it as this one's away. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Come on, come on.
Takes the handoff, now to throw. Buying some time right. Going deep right away. It's intercepted on the first play of the game. Kyle Hamilton with the pick. And the Cardinals see their return stop just a little bit short of their own 30. There it is, partner. Tough to resist starting the game with a deep shot. I know you know that. It is aggressive, but also very high risk, high reward.
It is, Kate, and you know as an offensive player, especially as a quarterback, you go to bed that night, these plays are scripted. You're going to come out, you're going to take a shot. There you got to show a little restraint. If it's not there, and that defense has the awareness they just did, boy, you got to be real careful to not give them an opportunity to do what they just did and make a huge play defensively.
And it's a nice gain on the run, aided by that broken tackle. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Running once more with Henry. to move the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Going to the ground again on first. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
2nd and 8. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 35 out of that one. And it'll be first down, Arizona.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
On 1st and 10, it's Henry. He's going to make it down to the 15-yard line. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
They give to Spiller on the gun. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. They pick up 1 on the run. Need more, though. That takes him to 3rd and 5.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Now Jackson on 3rd down. Henry on the catch. And he's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. The Cardinals pull out in front further, 13-zip. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. This one is up and good. And the Cardinals drive out to an early 14-0 lead. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. And he gets crunched by a big hit right at the 25 to end that return. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. From the 28.
Good punt, or an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. Hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the 1st quarter. It's a 2-score game early. Back to Hard Rock Stadium right after this. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Dolphin football as we begin. They start out 2nd and 10. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Goes to the hurry-up offense here. He'll throw it yet again. He puts some power on a deep one left. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms. It slips through. 2nd down coming up.
Oh, that is going to haunt him. A drop touchdown in the end zone. We'll see how good his mental toughness is, if he can move past it quickly and make an impact for them later.
Escapes the pocket. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a now it'll be 2nd and goal.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
They go play action here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that sack gonna cost them some yardage. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at Hard Rock. It's the Dolphins who need to figure out this 3rd and 11. Getting out to his left. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw. That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Chased out to his right. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time in secondary, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
2nd down, Jackson to pass. He's going to push one deep down the right. Into the crowd, and that pass is intercepted. And the Dolphins take over now and have possession at the 25. That's one of the longest throws we have or probably will see in this contest, partner. Too bad it wound up in the hands of the defense on the interception.
It is so easy to marvel at the sheer amount of distance he threw that football. But can we also take a step back and marvel about the amount of distance covered by that defender? He had to stick in coverage 50 yards down the field, and that's not just it. It's not even about getting there. Once you get there, you got to make the play. He did it. That is job well done.
Trying to find his tight end. And it's going to be 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll throw. He rolls to his right. Now he takes it. He's contained at the line for no gain. The former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker on the stop.
Look at the quarterback's eyes. He's looking. He's trying to find a lane of some kind, but there was nowhere to go. And he was lucky to get back to the line before that defense closed.
Big gain downfield. Splits the uprights. And the Dolphins cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The big play drives them back for a 2nd down.
Each and every single year, we get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10 because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to move in the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Launches one deep downfield. Trying to hit Johnson, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins take possession and start out of the 6. Just 25 seconds remaining as they get all set up for 1st down. They'll throw to begin this drive. Taken in by Smith. And he's out of bounds just short of the 15.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. On the 3rd and short in your back pocket, and get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Throws a bullet deep to the right side. He's got it deep downfield. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have this is the kind of when you throw it deep outside the numbers that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Come on.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
19, Tiger, 19, got it.
Play action on 1st down. Hits his running back. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Return starts at the 9. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our 1st half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Well, that 1st half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Ewing with you as we get back and see what the 2nd half has in store for us. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go. Let's get some yards.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. He'll get this to Jefferson. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. The former number 1 pick, Trayvon Walker, on the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From the 34. Completed to his running back. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 18, Rattler, 12 60, 12 60. Make some good plays today. Viking 18. Ready.
Back to throw. Has the connection to Jones. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here. Here's 2nd and 2. Now here it goes, down the right sideline. They'll take this across, touchdown Miami. The Dolphins take the lead right away in half number 2. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he can rumble the whole way home.
Okay, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
And he makes the catch. The two-point conversion try is good. Well, he just caught them the touchdown, Brock. Defense obviously aware of him as they line up for two. How did they lose him? How did they get it right back to him for the conversion?
Because he's that good. In moments like this, Kate, it's not even about the play, it's about the player. And when you got a player of this caliber, you find every way to get it to him. And just because he scored the touchdown doesn't mean you don't go right back to that well. I love it.
Returning it from the 4. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. It's Henry on the counter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 24. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Lamar off the play fake. Caught for big yards on the right side. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive jump. You've got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
That's complete, David Njoku. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. One of the tight ends in motion left. 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Pat Surtain has it. And the Dolphins.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Twin Cities and U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, the home of the Vikings. So good to have you on board with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Oates in here. Greg, you look at the marquee, and it's a lot of offensive stars here. I'm looking at the other side. Defenses better show up here if you want to walk out with a win.
Yeah, I think the burden, of course, lies on the players, particularly the players in the secondaries of both of these teams. They're going to have moments where they've got to win one-on-one, as you said, against some of the top offensive skill players in the league. And I also feel like there's a lot on the shoulders of this defensive coordinator. Can you change up coverages, change up looks, make it difficult pre- and post-snap, not only on these wide receivers and skill players, but also on the guy with the ball in his hand, calling the shots, playing quarterback.
Here's a first carry to their running back. And he's going to be dropped behind the line. Terrific push defensively. They came out of the locker room ready to go. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. They'll stick with him again. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Patrick Surtain takes the tackle. Third down and 9. Operating from the gun is Brissett. They're going to get him right at the line of scrimmage, and it will bring up fourth down. They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. And the rush is going to get there. He'll go down. They were taking a big risk, going for it in their own territory. It will not pay off. It's a turnover on down.
Coaches love to come out early in the game and establish a very aggressive approach. But I'm just not sure, Mike, if at this point in the game they needed to make this decision. I'm going to be very curious to see, does this come back later in the game to bite them?
That is caught side of the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. That's fielded just shy of the goal line. And he will get back to only about his 20-yard line. That's where the drive will start.
On the ready.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Drive will start on the ground. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
And he's going to get the first down. He is up past the 35-yard line.
Second down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
Got it. Ready?
So, from the 36, it is first and 10. He'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And that's going to get closed up quickly. He'll get only to the 37. Here's a second and 9.
Come on, come on.
And no place to go, no place to hide. He's taken down behind the line.
Trying to catch the defense off guard with this designed quarterback run. Doesn't go down for a sack, but either way, defense was ready for it, able to bring the quarterback down for a loss.
In motion, it's Jefferson. on 3rd and long. Here's Brissett. He's got his man, and it's Smith. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. 1 quarter in the books. 7-0 is our score. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10.
Ready.
Now give on the ground. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Aiden Hutchinson, the former first-rounder, in on the tackle.
Ready, break.
2nd down and 8.
Let's go now. Go.
To the ground, he'll get it again. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Sam Hubbard, there on the tackle.
Here we go. Stop.
1st down awaits at the 26-yard line. And here's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. For the goal line. He lost the kick. It's out. And the defense has it. Wow, you think you have moved it down the field with a terrific passing catch. But got to finish the play. And on the turnover, the defense takes over.
You work so hard, Mike, to execute the play the way it's designed, and you come up with a huge, explosive play in the pass game, only to then lose it because of poor ball security. And that's exactly what we saw here. Give credit to the defense forcing that ball out, but it's a shame that it came at the end of what was a big offensive play.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll go right and find his running back. 15-yard pickup there. 1st down, Miami.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the 1st half, you can use your timeouts. You can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
Remember, he had the touchdown on the opening drive, and here on drive 2, he gets a 1st down with that catch.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and there wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And caught by Jefferson on the right side. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. just wasn't quite meant to be.
Okay, ready?
They've moved the ball well here, but now face 3rd and 2. Now, faking the give. This is hot toward the side of the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. The extra point, up and good. And the Dolphins move out on top, 14-0. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. And he's got it at the 1. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Looking out of the gun, here's Brissett. He's going to let this one go deep. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Now, Brissett. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. They need to say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half, putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
A 19-yard pickup there. 1st down, Minnesota.
We've seen 3rd down really turn into a pass-happy down throughout the league, and I think this is an example of the play caller kind of using that to his advantage. Keep the defense off guard, keeps the ball on the ground, extend this possession.
In the end zone and intercepted. It's one of the best ever, Patrick Peterson. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half. So we're at the half, and the visiting Dolphins are in the lead. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the 2nd half. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this 2nd half gets underway. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll let this one go. Deep down the right sideline.
As the game goes on, these are the throws they got to find a way to connect with, those chunk plays. I like the idea of pushing it downfield, but the next time they get an opportunity, they've got to find a way to connect.
On 2nd down, they'll run. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. That's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
Going up top. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 79 yards. Touchdown, Miami. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
begin here on the ground. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6.
Down like a lawnmower, baby. Ready?
Throw it. Brissett. That's to the left side. Taken in by Jefferson. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. They'll turn and hand this one off. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. To throw is Brissett. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner, and next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
Look at him move away from the tackler as he winds up gaining 7 yards. Nice run there. A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. Now it's Brissett. Over the middle and take it in. He's got it. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' first down. They pick up a big chunk of yards to boot. The gain is 18.
Get it?
Brissett. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
So instead of celebrating a touchdown, he's just heading back to his huddle trying to keep his head up as everyone kind of looks at him sideways. If that ball hits your hands at this level, you've just got to make the catch. That's what your quarterback's counting on. That's what your teammates are counting on. Frankly, that's what this entire stadium's counting on.
And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Let's go.
Here's a run. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line.
On the jump.
2nd and goal.
Good place today. Ready?
He'll try to run this one in. And he'll just get up inside those big bodies up front. And he's in. Touchdown, Vikings.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. Here's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking for his tight end on the corner route. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. So, both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the 3rd quarter. This is Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. He'll drop to throw. And taking a shot downfield for Kelsey. Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see. Can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. On 1st down, we're set. That's to the right side, and incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go.
And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
Open man, right side. He's got it. That throw right on the money for the former Miami quarterback, and it's a 1st down. Putting the tight end in motion. They'll drop to throw. That's deep for the back of the end zone. So just under 2 minutes here in this one. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Another try, 2nd and 10.
Make a play here. Take it to him. Get out of here with a win, folks.
Play action, and here's Brissett. Again, working deep downfield. And a good return here. He is out of bounds, up past the 30.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. It's kind of par for the course. The key is how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
This is the moment in the game, Mike, where it really matters to have a run game. You find yourself winning here late. You want to try to run the clock out and finish with the ball. And boy, do they ever. Give credit to this offensive line and running back. They came through when their team needed them the most.
2nd and a yard. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stop it.
Here we go. One final play. The final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So a win here for the visiting Dolphins. They proved much the best in this one. Get a solid performance in all three phases of the game and ride that to victory. That'll do it for us for my...